Hi, I'm Sally Godber from Coaction, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the Passivhaus Designer course that we're doing for lecturers. So to start with, just a quick introduction to Coaction and kind of who we are. During this session, please keep your microphones muted and your videos off. It's going to be recorded and we're putting it up onto the web, so please do kind of keep that together. Then put any questions you have into the chat, and also we can go through that afterwards. So just as before we get into kind of us and the course and everything else, we have a major problem in construction, which is there's an awful lot of this going on, which results in buildings really not performing. And for us to make change, we need to have better understanding. And the students that we are currently training, giving them the right support is absolutely essential to making that happen. So that was the basis of us setting up the Passivhaus Designer course. So it is very much aligned with the Passivhaus standard, but that doesn't mean to say that the principles and concepts are applicable irrespective of building type. So we, as an organisation, Coaction was set up in 2009. We're an independent, not-for-profit organisation. This was basically set up by us and a load of other energy consultants and contractors and architects and other people within the construction industry that really wanted to see change and wanted to share our experiences. The courses that we have are very much focused on that balance between the aspect where we get from design to construction and the kind of interlinking of these things, something which we know is a real problem within the construction sector, and we've got some of the tools which will really help to change this. And here's all our lovely lot of trainers. These are all practitioners who come with a whole host of practical experience and real projects that they have delivered, which enable us to talk about this from a place of bringing that theory into place. So there's a lot of the understanding about why something makes a difference and really kind of pulling that apart. But on the same time, it is also based in the practicality part of it. And alongside that, trying to do it with as little risk and as little cost overhead and all of these things as well. Whilst the course is focused on the Passivhaus Designer, achieving that, there's also various other aspects to do with sustainable design, which are really a significant part of this course and has our trainers have got a real interest in. So it should dovetail into the work that you're doing on sustainability generally really well. So there's a link here if you want to find out some more information. There's the headlines there about what it is that we're trying to deliver. We're going to go through now and dig into a bit more detail about this and look at what's included in the sessions. So we're running this for 1 year only. So we're doing one of these per year. We may do it next year if it works out a success, but this is your only chance to do it. A lot of the course is going to be delivered either through live and some pre-recorded sections with our experienced trainers. And in addition to that, there's going to be recordings of all of those sessions, so you can catch up if you weren't able to attend a particular one, then you can do so. Or if you want to watch it again or for whatever reason. There then is support from the trainers in terms of online forum and various other things that we're going to go through. There's going to be, you get online access to all of the training materials for a further 2 years. So whilst the course is quite intense, there's kind of 3 weeks that we're covering this over. It means then the opportunity for you to go back and remind yourself of what we went through is really significant. We also, at the end of this training module, there is an exam which leads to an international qualification. And as part of that, we're going to give you a load of material to ensure that you are able to pass that exam. And as part of that is the various bits which you'll now need to print out, because it is an open book exam, but it also needs you to get that together. So just to highlight as well, the PHPP, which is the energy modeling software, which you will need to complete this course, isn't included in this price. And as part of this, also included in the price is the enrolment in the Passive House Institute's designer exam. And alongside that is a whole host of support and setup that we will provide to ensure you've got the best chance of getting to pass the exam. And in addition to that, we've got a great group on LinkedIn, which we will bring you into, where there's opportunity to connect with other Passive House consultants around the UK. So alongside the theory, as I said, this is very deeply steeped in the practical application. So there's loads of photographs and experience coming back from site. So things like this, the difference between what a drawing looks like and what it really looks like on site. Fantastic examples about things that are very difficult to construct, and also breaking down why they're so difficult, and also covering aspects not just to do with the building fabric, but also very much going into ventilation and other building services section, and elements which are not that give yourselves and also the students a really broad range of understanding about what low energy building is. The course is made up of 3 components. The first one of these is the foundation, which is the Passive House bite-sized course. This is free for all REBA accredited universities, and we expect you to have completed this prior to the course. Then the second module is the main designer bit, and this is the main piece of work. We've got sections that relate to building fabric, then sections that relate to building services, and then the PHPP and things like economics and things like that to follow on from it. And then after that, we then go on to providing the revision and doing the exam and supporting you through that. So prior to doing this, as I said, we're expecting you to complete some work on the design performance for climate action to get that foundation understanding about building performance. We then go into, there's a short section on building physics, which just gives you a really good starter and kind of grounding that enable you to engage in the further sections that are going on. It's worthwhile saying that historically, there's been quite a focus on the maths and the science behind this, and there has been a real move away from that and much more towards a more practical aspects and kind of how the application of this, which is really fantastic to see. So whilst we have this introduction to building physics, that's just to kind of give you a base foundation so that then you can really engage with the rest of the course. So then we get on to week 1. Each of the days is broken down into 3 2-hour live teaching sessions, which allows you to, and you can go back to those, as I said, if you don't happen to be around in that for that particular session, you're very able to go back and re-watch those at another time. The whole intention of them being live is that then there's opportunities for you to ask questions and kind of engage with it. We also have a tutorial at the end of the week. So the first week is 4 days of the lectures, and then we have tutorials on the Friday. And then the following week, very similar, we're covering building services and the PHPP modeling tool. Again, we have 4 days, and this time we have a tutorial on the Thursday. And then we end up in week 3, which is where we will be doing the finishing off the teaching in terms of the economics and a further tutorial session. Then we go into setting you up for the exam and completing that. We have 2 exam slots currently. If there's any problems with meeting either of these, so you can tell us which one you'd prefer to do. And if you have a problem that you cannot achieve either of these, then please do come and talk to us, because there's opportunities for us to change that around potentially. It's worthwhile in terms of the exam itself. There's various things that you're going to need, which are highlighted here. We will be giving you things like your username and password. We've set this up multiple times, both for Bath University and also for our open courses. So it's something which we're really well set up to kind of guide you through and make sure is successful. The exam itself, it's 3 hours long. It's an open book, as I said, so you're able to bring in whatever printed materials that you want. The exam and also the course has got a really broad range of subjects. So the intention is that you pick up the things which you have the greatest understanding of, and it's specifically designed for this very broad range because we want it to be applicable to everybody. That means that you only have to pick up 50% of the marks that are available to you for you to pass the exam. What else about that? Yes, so it's really worthwhile. The work that we'll be doing leading up to the exam will really help you to identify which topics you should be picking up and which things you personally are more likely to get marks in. And we've had the kind of feedback and comments that we've had from the designers that have gone through and completed this has been really fantastic in terms of really opening their eyes to what really makes a difference in building and setting them up to be able to do a lot of the kind of what if analysis and being able to make those decisions for themselves and calculate those things or assess those things for themselves. What really makes a difference to building, and how do we use this as a way of embedding within our design? So that's the end of the session now. If any of you have any questions, then we're very happy to be going through that. Otherwise, you can have a look on our website, the link's here, and see if there's anything else that we can help you with.